Hello, lovely people. So, my name is Jones-Miranda, and I am the founder of Alma Rose, which is my brand and all stands for Soul Secrets. I am the creator of the phenomenal playbook, which is a unique and personalized book that you can buy for yourself or gift to others. Many people have gifted it for their children, their spouses, business partners, clients, and so on. And what this book is it essentially pulls out all of the gifts and the strengths and the talents that are in your human design and gene keys charts and presents it to you. So you no longer have to go searching for all of the information. You just have to pick up a book of your bookshelf and have a deep remembrance to you. So it is unique and it is personalized and it's all about you. So they take a little bit of time to put together, but they are just beautiful. I am in love with them so much, and all of the beautiful souls that have bought them over 2022, because that's the only, this is since they've been available. They got birthed at the end of last year, 2021, and it was a beautiful journey. And there's a video around somewhere that talks a little bit about that journey and the path and where it's led me to where I am now. So I'm now opening up spaces for the experiment, which is what's going to be my focus for 2023. You can find out all the information about those in the links given below, or you can message me, or you can leave a comment, or yeah, just use your initiative to go and find out more. I don't want to use up space to sell, but I do want to let you know what there is available so you have something that you can respond to. So that's what I have at the moment. But what I want to talk to you about here. So a large part of who I am and what I'm here to do is to really illuminate the truth in you. That's why I love human design and gene keys so much, because they are beautiful tools, in my belief, that were gifted to us from the Galactic Federation. And it really is all around that, the beautiful neutrino stream and that infinite energetic intelligence that we have access to. And yeah, is to really activate that deep remembrance in you. Because when we live life in that truth, in seeing the truth of who we really are and what is potentially available for all of us in any given moment, it really creates this clarity and this confidence in making different choices. And it's in those different choices that create a different experience. It is as simple as that. But so many of us are still, let's say, trapped in that fear, really listening to that conditioning and programming within us and of others, really looking at our external world for permission and for, I guess, yeah, like clarity on ourselves, which just doesn't make any sense whatsoever, that we would look to an external and outside authority for what we inherently know. There is a reason for that. Think about our upbringing. First and foremost, parents are the authority figures. We must listen to them. They know best, not the truth, just the way that we've been raised. And then we go to school, listen to your teachers. They know best, not the way. And then we go out, we get a job, and then it's our boss. So there is a reason for this, which is, it is what it is, but we also get a choice in which we can change it right here, right now, in this moment, in who we are choosing to be and how we choose to live our life. And we can really bring everything back to us, ourselves. So this is a large part of the work that I do. It really is that deep remembrance in you and the beautiful and the brilliant energy that you naturally have active in you, and really helping you to see the patterns that are not serving you, so you can then have awareness and choose to do things a little differently, and therefore experience life a little differently, and actually start to create your life so you feel free to do what you came here to do. That's what I've done and continue to do. Yeah, it's a ongoing process because we're not seeking perfectionism. We are just learning in each and every moment the truth in who we are versus who we're being, if that makes sense. So we can witness who we're being and go, ooh, is that aligned with who I know I am? Yes, perfect, continue. No, okay. So what change, what tweak, what shift can I make that is going to change so I'm back into the essence of who I am? So what this video is about today is really, we're talking about like the root of you, like the root. So I always like to think of you, of myself, of all humans, we're like a tree, okay? So imagine a tree and you've got the root of the tree. It holds everything in place. So the tree is then able to grow and to be solid and to bloom. Without those roots that are really like rooted, grounded, embedded in the earth, you actually have no tree. There's no potential or probability for anything to bloom or to grow. And so really learning the root of you is absolutely essential as a starting place. Otherwise, what will happen is you are going to feel like you are spinning your wheels. And everything you do, it's not going to feel grounded or anchored in or supported, which is going to lead to you feeling overwhelmed, overburdened, and not enough, which is going to lead to incorrect choices for you. And it's just going to be this constant spinning of your wheels, throwing things out there and, really hoping and wishing, but without really allowing yourself space to plant those roots and given space for you to grow once those roots are anchored in. I mean, really and truly, think of you as a human, your physical body, because, no matter what realm you want to play in, or no matter, your devotion to your spiritual life, your spiritual expansion, like you are a human being, you are a physical being. Like that is the truth. If you are here now and you are listening to this, you are a physical being. You chose, your soul chose to come here and have a physical experience. The more you try and resist that, the more you are literally gonna like veer off the life that you came here for. And you're just gonna feel frustrated. And it's just gonna be really annoying because then you're gonna hit the end and go like, oh, I didn't enjoy my life. We are here to enjoy it. I promise you, we do need to shift our perception of what that means in terms of enjoying it. But, that's a lot of the work that I do. And, if you're hearing on this journey that you are looking to do as well. And so imagine yourself as a physical being. When you stand up here on this physical earth, do you feel grounded? Do you feel anchored? Do you feel rooted? Yes, then you are gonna feel strength. You are going to feel like you've got this straight spine holding you up. You are going to feel part of this world and you're going to be able to create, not just up there in the ethers, but here physically, because your body is anchored into the earth, which means all of your energy is able to channel through your physical body. And then it's going to be able to be expressed into the world. Your true expression through your rooted, grounded, anchored self. Beautiful, right? Like, can you imagine that? It's like you just feel supported at all times in being you, which is what a lot of us want. Okay. And what happens is we don't allow space to really plant these roots in. And, we can go into a whole conversation about this, that as within, as without, and when I talk about this in this context, what we're going to talk about today is you as a person, but you can also apply that with your business as well. Because again, we've still, there's so many of us in that instant gratification world and not given the space to actually plant the roots and to build the foundation that their business can then grow and then bloom. I know. I did this for years, like 5 years. And it's only in the last like year and a half, 2 years that I went, ooh, actually, maybe I need to do it a little differently. Maybe instead of just, being a hot mess, or instead of constantly seeking that instant gratification and wanting the money in the bank and getting distracted by all of the shiny objects, I will just bring it back to me. First and foremost, I will anchor in my roots for who I am as a person, Sue Jones-Miranda, and then I'm going to allow that to flow out through my business. And, if you followed me for a while, you would have seen this over the last year, 2 years. The creation of my playbooks is the foundation of my business. Like I've got to hold the experiment itself is a whole project for the next 3+ years. And I've got a foundation within which I can grow that on. And who knows what else will come within that time. Because I'm allowing life to provide for me. I'm not trying to control all of this from my mind. And, what is birthing for next year, the experiment, which is part of a 3-part series book project as well. So not only do you go on an experiment for a year with me, where you get to be part of your own commitment and personal transformation, and, you root in yourself and you lay in your foundations in your business, but it gets documented and it will be put in a book that will then be released in 2024. And that's the for me. And then we've got the experiment, the for you, which is going to be parents for their children. And then for us, which is going to be in a family or a business context where there are, several people involved. It's the root, it's the foundation. Yeah. Everything is getting built. And it's not like it's going to get built and collapse because it's been rooted in. And so this is my desire for you, because I do see a lot. It's my 6th line. I am like an observer. I'm on the roof of the house. I can see you and I can see the future. And I do see a lot of patterns for so many that are not necessarily serving your long-term vision, your long-term mission, that longevity. And I see a lot of people still spinning the wheels, getting burnout, hoping, wishing, praying, doing a little something here, a little something there, a little something here, a little something there, a little something there. And not given the space to root it in, to really remember who they are in themselves, to really anchor in their vision and their mission and their values, to really see what their strengths, what their gifts, what their talents are, and to consistently move from that space. And all that is happening, and I hate to break it to you, but this is the truth, is you are wasting time and your most precious resource, energy. You're wasting it because you're not willing to pause and to do it a little differently. So the root of you, and everything I'm going to do, I'm going to bring in your human design charts. I'm going to bring in your gene keys charts so you can go, if you choose to, and find this out for yourself. There's no secrets here. These aren't my tools. I didn't download them. They are just tools that I use to help support me in the work that I do for myself and for my clients, and for my family, and for my friends. Okay. So there's no like secret. Like, I'm not going to be one of these people where it's like, oh, but the only way you can get this information is if you pay me money. No. But if you want to really embody the wisdom of you and you want to do it in a supportive environment where there is somebody that's already done the journey and is able to guide you, then there are different ways that we can work together. So again, you can check the links below for that. So the root of you there, so the way I see it when we're using, if we start with your human design chart, the root of you comes from your incarnation cross and your profile. So these are essentially like, this is like the role that you came here to play in the world. And so learning what this means for you is incredibly important in really dismantling that illusion of separation that we all have. Okay, so we can start that with looking at our profile. So you can get, if you're completely new to human design, you can go to this place, Jovian, or you can just Google human design Jovian chart, and you can bring this up for free. It looks like this. So that is why oftentimes you can spend many, many years. I've been on my journey for 6-7 years now. You can spend many years deciphering what this all means, or you can go and get your playbook as a great starting place, or you can stay in my world, or you can choose to work with me. Like it's completely your choice. Or you can go and, there's an abundance of resources out there that you can find. But the chart itself you can get for free. There's different places that you can get the chart for free as well. I use Jovian because I like the appearance of it in terms of when I'm presenting information, and I use this one within the playbooks as well. But when I'm actually studying, I use a website called Genetic Matrix. Okay, so just for clarity there, or openness. So on the chart, we're looking up here, so we're not worried with all this bit for the time being. And when we start with our profile. So you can see I am a 6-2. So your profile is your personal polarity. So we all know about polarity, and we all know about our paradoxes, and we all know about like these two opposing energies. Okay, there's a lot of teachers around polarity. You have a personal polarity, which is your profile. And this is often what happens is we know and we have embraced one of our profiles because we consciously get this part of us, but for whatever reason, we may have not embraced the other part of our profile. And so we are only activating and projecting into the world part of ourselves. And so what we want to do is really dismantle this illusion of separation, okay, that you are this or you are that. In this example, I am a 6 or I am a 2, and actually like bring it together in harmony and learn our natural flow of these roles that we have chosen to be in this world at this moment in time in this physical body. Again, not one or the other or this or that. It's the harmony we're seeking in the flow of this. So my personal polarity with that 6-2, the 6 is the role model. Essentially, I'm here to be seen. Yeah, like I live my life as a role model, and then I share as a role model with my audience, with the world, my experiences and my wisdom. Beautiful. I know this about me, yeah? Because again, where we look here is in the 6, it's in our personality. We have a conscious awareness. And this is when I'm in the world, I know that's how people see me. They're like, whoa, I am, it's a very natural way for me to be. Now, my 2 line, which is in my design, it's in my subconscious. So it is part of me, but I didn't always have awareness of this. I do now. That 2 line is the hermit. I don't want to be seen. So you can see I've got the 6. I'll stop the share here. I've got the 6, the role model. I'm here to be seen. I'm here to as well as observing others, I'm here to be observed so people can watch me live by example. And then I've got my two line, which is the hermit, which is like, I do not want to be seen. And so there is this conflict inside of me based on the two energetic roles that I chose to come here and play. And so it's learning the harmonization of those. And when I learn that, it helps root me here into Earth as a physical being. I get to embrace all parts of me. Now, of course, there's a lot of nuances within this, okay? And, you look at your chart itself and it's just so much clues into this deep remembrance. But essentially, that's what your profile is. It's your personal polarity. So go and have a look at yours. Like, what are the two numbers you have? And if you have no idea what those numbers mean, then, yep, like, welcome to my world. Okay, you can go and find information around what they mean. You can, step outside of my world and find out what they mean. You can work with me in some capacity, and then we can explore that personally for you in terms of what they mean. But essentially, we are looking for union, for harmony of these two parts of us, and really making both of them be okay. So I know in my natural flow, there will be times when I am like, ta-da! And I want to be seen. And then there are times where I am like, and I don't want to be seen. And so I'm here to learn my flow of energy with that, so I can create a world that supports that. What does that mean? It means that there are moments in my world where I am very outward facing and in the world and happy to be seen. And there are also many times when I close my front door and I know what supports me is actually being in my own energy. So in terms of my business, what doesn't really, and again, there's lots of other parts of this, like your definition, your circuitry, and all of these. But what doesn't support me is having to be on all the time. Consistent monthly launches with masterclasses, with this where I have to be on. If in that moment I'm in the flow of my two line and I'm like, So YouTube videos, podcasts, things that you guys can still see me when I'm in the mood to be seen, and I create it when I'm in that space, but I'm not like committing myself, if that makes sense. Now, of course, there are going to be moments where it does require a commitment, but that's where you want to monitor you and your energy flow, okay, over the space of human time. You want to be aware of the transits of what's going on and what may be impacting your energy, okay? So that's part of your role here in the world, is your personal profile. Now, the other one is your incarnation cross. So you can see here, you've got incarnation cross. Mine is the left ankle cross of incarnation. And the numbers that are given are 44, 24, 7, and 13. So what we're looking at here is our sun and earth. So this is your sun sign, this is your earth sign in the personality. They create the first two numbers. And then 7 and 13, your sun and your earth in your design. Now, your sun and your earth actually make up about 70% of you and your energy. And then you have, I think, like Jupiter is a chunk as well. And then all of the other ones fit into the other pieces. So your sun and your earth, 70%, really essential for you to understand this energy in you. So no coincidence that it also forms your incarnation cross. And it is said that your incarnation cross is your purpose. So I don't always like to see your purpose as something you do. Your purpose is a state of consciousness. And then what you do is an extension of that state of consciousness. Okay? Because what you do does define you. We're not here to not do anything. Like, it's just, it's crazy that, yeah, sometimes the pendulum swung too far the other way and like, oh, let's just do nothing. But we are here to do things. Again, physical beings, physical world, physical action. And what you do does define you. So if you are aligned with your state of consciousness, then the extension of what you do comes from that state of consciousness. It comes from your true purpose. And then what you do, like what you're actually doing, doesn't matter. It's just an extension of that energy, if that makes sense. Okay. So what we're looking at here is, yeah, your sun and your earth in your personality, your sun and your earth in your design. And again, this is 70% of who you are. And then if we just move this out of the way, when we then bring up your gene keys, look what we have. We have 44 here. Oh, look, 44, my sun personality. And we've got 24 here, which is my sun design. We've got 7 over here, which is my earth personality, my sun design, and my earth design. Okay, so these two, 44, 24, the first part of your incarnation cross, which is your personality, sun and earth. And then we have the radiance and the purpose, which is your sun and your earth design. And these 4 form in gene keys what is called your genius activation. It's the root of you. It's that trunk of your tree. Without understanding this natural energy that you have within you, and again, making that conscious choice to be the gift perception of that, as opposed to the shadow perception of that, is everything, essentially. So if you want to learn a little more, I do have a playbook magazine, which is totally free. In this season's edition, I do talk a little bit about the genius activation in Gene Keys. So you can download yours for free, okay? And you can read a little bit more about that. But that's what we are looking at. That is what your incarnation cross is. I mean, this is where Gene Keys actually came from. And then it formed the genius activation. And then we got the parts and pieces in between that we're not going to go into today. This is like the outer part of you. I mean, look, again, there's no coincidence with any of this. This is like the outer part of you. It really gives you that root. And then, there's more layers to this. So with your incarnation cross, it's important to know what quarter that it's in. So we, like what quarter that's in, because that will help know almost like the theme of you, if you will. So you've got the quarter 1, which is the quarter of initiation, and that means your purpose is going to be fulfilled through your mind. So again, we want to bring this into your awareness, into your activations. Quarter 2, which is all around civilization, fulfilled through your form, physical body. The quarter 3, the quarter of duality, which is my one, and that the purpose is fulfilled through bonding, through relationships, through others. And if you've seen my video where I talk about vision and mission, you see how that's a huge theme that plays out in me, so I can master this energy in me and then share it with the world. And then you've got quarter 4, the quarter of mutation, which is fulfilled through transformation. So this brings in another part, knowing what quarter that your incarnation crosses in. It will help you understand and to see like the theme, like what you're playing in. Like I create something that's called the playbooks, which I've mentioned before. And these are books where I basically, and again, there's another video around which talks about the creation of these, but it's such a beautiful story. Like, it's such a beautiful story. And these books were basically, I had like this basket and it was just full of like readings and it was full of notes for myself. And I was like, God, wouldn't it be great if this was just in one book so I don't have to like lug this thing around and keep going through papers. And voila, from that, we now have what is called a playbook. And so it's a hard copy book. And it really is based on, well, it uses your human design and your gene keys chart. And it brings out the focus is on your gifts and your strengths and your talents. So it's on the definition in your chart. So essentially all the bits that are colored in. And so yeah, so in order for this to have been birthed, like I had to go on my own journey. I lost my train of thought. I've just got it back. Okay. So having created like 80 plus of these books over the last year, what I have noticed is there is a theme. And I've said this before. There is a theme for every human. So I like to see it when I close my eyes, I get this image of like ballparks. So like stadiums, ballparks, whatever you want to call them. And it's like we all belong in one. And these are essentially what these quarters are. Yeah. So if you imagine the 4 different quarters, we've got 4 different stadiums. And so we resonate very much, obviously, with those within our stadium, but we are here to inspire, to teach, and to motivate those outside of our stadium. And so having created these playbooks, like literally I'll bring up someone's chart and I can feel their theme. And I can feel if they are in the same stadium as me, which means we are here linked arm in arm, here to support and walk with each other. And of course, I can share and impart my wisdom with them to really support them because it's my embodied wisdom. And it's almost like, yeah, like we're in that stadium, we're watching the same game, like we want to play together. And like I can see it through like the gates that are defined, through the profiles that they have, just through the little intricacies in the design. And it's almost like when I see this like the theme that comes up, it's like I can guess what gates that are probably going to show up as defined. And it's beautiful. And so, you know, what I speak about and a lot of the work I do is like we can easily know what stadium that we're in, what ballpark we're in, but then we want to get really specific and we actually want to find our seat. We want to sit down in our seat. So it's like, this is the space I'm taking up here, along with you in that seat, you in that seat, you in that seat, and together, we can then support that game together. It's not like, this is my seat, I don't want you sitting in your seat. We're all bringing different strengths and different gifts and different talents to the stadium, to the table, to whatever you want to call it. And so your incarnation cross is part of your root. Your profile is part of your root. It's what's going to really help you understand you as a human and what is going to help you anchor yourself here in this world as a human from the perspective of your soul, because that's what we're seeking. We want to live life, our physical experience, who we are, me as Jones-Miranda, this is who I am, but with the perspective of our soul. So we can witness all of the experiences that life is providing for us from that bigger perspective. And it's then we will choose very differently in what we are experiencing. It's not necessarily we're going to change our experiences. And I was like this for many years, and I feel for some people it's the same. It's like we have this like vision that one day everything's just going to be perfect, and when I have the money in the bank, and when I have the relationship, and when I have the body, then everything will be okay. And it doesn't work that way. It's embracing life. It's actually co-creating with life. It's allowing yourself to witness life and what it's providing for you. It's not controlling how everything must be because then you can feel calm. It's actually really looking at the chaos and going, cool, because you can feel calm in the chaos. It's that. And you will be able to consistently live life in that perspective when you embrace, understand, and love and have awareness of the root of you, your profile and your incarnation cross. When you start to really break down that illusion of separation that has been created from your environment when you were growing up, and you're no longer choosing I am this or I am that, and you see yourself as whole and you embrace yourself as whole, and you really understand the purpose, the state of consciousness, and you let that flow through you. It's that. So that's what I have for you right now. Okay, so any comments, any questions, anything at all, and do let me know. And again, there's links below if you want to get your free playbook magazine, so you can read about that genius sequence a little more. If you're interested in the experiment that I have for 2023, you can click and read more information about that. If you want your playbook, I am at the moment, as I speak at the moment, I do have human design interaction calls, which is a one-off call where we can just have a look at your chart. There's an intake form, so we know what it is that it's going to be focused on. These ones are going to be business focused, and I do connection chart readings, so you can find a video about that. But that's all there. With those human design interaction calls, there are a limited number that I've offered, and when they're gone, they're gone. So if you click and nothing happens, it means that they're gone. Okay, but at the time of speaking this, which is the 3rd of November at 2:45 UK time, there are spaces available. All right, my lovely people, I'm going to love you and leave you there, and I will see you very soon. Sending you much love.